Okay, so next उसमें चलते हैं आजा. We are going to go to the second element of group 16, which is sulfur, right? अब इसके sulfur में we have to do the oxides of sulfur and we have to do the oxoacids of sulfur. These are the three things which we need to do over here. Sulfur जो है, as we have already studied that it exists as S8 molecule and it has a puckered ring स्ट्रक्चर. ठीक है, और स्ट्रक्चर भी हमने इसका किया था कि इट हैज अ स्ट्रक्चर लाइक अ क्राउन. This is how the structure of sulfur is. So we have one atom here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. This is how sulfur forms its structure. Sulfur that exists, it was initially it was, you can say कि Lavoisier was the scientist जिसने इसको propose किया था. Okay, now it is going to be present in free or you can say in the native state and it is also present in the combined state. In combined state it is mostly present in the form of sulfides and sulfates, right? So when we are looking at the combined state, it can be formed as or it can be found as ZnS, which is known as zinc blend. ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद it is found as galena. galena क्या हुआ? That is PbS. It is found as cinnabar, which is HgS. ठीक है, and it is found as copper pyrites. Copper pyrites, which is CuFeS2. ठीक है, then it is found as iron pyrites, that is FeS2. Okay, so this is how it is found in the form of sulfides, and plus it is also formed or found in the form of sulfates. ठीक है, so sulfates की form में किस तरह से gypsum, gypsum is calcium sulfate dot 2H2O. ठीक है, then it is found as barytes, barytes is barium sulfate. Then it is found as Epsom salt, epsomite, which has the formula MgSO4.7H2O. So this is how it can be found in the form of sulfides and sulfates. When we are talking of sulfates over here, or we are talking of sulfur over here, it is also found in the form of sulfur dioxide SO2 and H2S, which is present in volcanic gases. So H2S and SO2, which is normally present in the form of volcanic gases. ठीक है, फिर ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स में भी प्रेजेंट है. ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स में बहुत सारों में सल्फर प्रेजेंट है, लाइक सल्फर इज प्रेजेंट इन अनियन, देन सल्फर इज आल्सो प्रेजेंट इन गार्लिक. ठीक है, देन सल्फर इज आल्सो प्रेजेंट इन मस्टर्ड, एग्स, प्रोटीन्स, hair, wool, etc. So many organic substances, they have sulfur as one of the component. Now when we are looking at sulfur, it exists in three allotropic forms. We already know what allotropic forms are. Allotropic forms वो होते हैं which have different structures of the same element. That is what allotropic forms are. So we have the following. The first one that is known as rhombic sulfur or octahedral sulfur, or it is also known as alpha sulfur. ठीक है? So this is the first form. When we are going to the characteristics, this is the most common form of sulfur. It is the most common form of sulfur, and it has a pale yellow color. Its color is going to be pale yellow. Then it is insoluble in water, but it dissolves in carbon disulfide. It is insoluble in water but dissolves in carbon disulfide. It is crystalline and consists of, it is the crystalline form of sulfur and consists of S8 units as I have drawn over here. So it is going to consist of S8 units which are patched together in octahedral shape. That is the reason why we are giving the name octahedral over here. ठीक है? Then next is this form that can be converted to monoclinic form. This form it can be converted to monoclinic form by heating above 96 degrees Celsius. So we are heating rhombic sulfur above 96 degrees Celsius. It is going to be converted to the next allotrope of sulfur, which is the monoclinic form. So let's go on to the second type of second allotrope of sulfur. It is monoclinic. It is monoclinic sulfur. It is also known as prismatic sulfur. Or it is also known as बीटा सल्फर. ठीक है? अब इसके जब हम कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स करते हैं तो हम क्या बोलते हैं कि इट इज फॉर्म बाय मेल्टिंग सल्फर इन अ डिश एंड कूलिंग इन इट. सो पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे? वी आर गोइंग टू मेल्ट रोल सल्फर. रोल सल्फर इज सल्फर इन सिलिंड्रिकल फॉर्म्स. ठीक है? So roll sulfur को is heated, cooled, and then monoclinic sulfur that can be separated from here. Now this form of sulfur is going to be stable above 95.6 degrees Celsius. ठीक है? And it is again a crystalline form having a dark yellow color. It is also known as amber yellow, dark yellow color. Below 96.5 or 95.6, it is going to be converted to rhombic. So what do we say? That we have rhombic sulfur which above 95.6 gets converted to monoclinic, and below 95.6 that is going to be converted back to rhombic sulfur. So 95.6 that is going to be the transition temperature of sulfur. ठीक है? So अगर हम rhombic sulfur को 95.6 से हीट करेंगे ज्यादा तो वो मोनोक्लिनिक में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, और मोनोक्लिनिक को अगर हम कूल करेंगे 95.6 से कम तो वो रोम्बिक में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. Therefore this is known as the transition temperature. The third type of sulfur which we have, that is the plastic sulfur. So the next type of sulfur which we have, that is plastic sulfur. This plastic sulfur, this is also known as gamma sulfur, and it can be prepared by pouring hot molten sulfur in water. Right? So we are going to melt the sulfur and put it in cold water when we get plastic sulfur. This is the amorphous form of sulfur. वो दोनों जो हमने किए थे, they were the crystalline forms. This is going to be the amorphous form of sulfur. So it's going to form a soft rubber-like mass, which is going to harden when it is kept standing. Right? So जब वो ठंडा हो जाता है तो it is going to be hardened. So on getting cold it gets converted into rhombic sulfur. Okay, so finally the most stable form of sulfur, that is going to be the rhombic sulfur. फिर उसके बाद it is insoluble in CS2. It is going to be insoluble. Both others we saw that they were soluble, insoluble and in CS2. ठीक है, और वो insolubility इसकी जो है CS2 में that is because of the amorphous nature of this sulfur, and also because of the amorphous nature it does not have any sharp melting point. It is not going to have any sharp melting point. So when we go on to the uses of sulfur, number one, it is used in the manufacture of sulfur dioxide, in the manufacture of sulfuric acid, CS2, gum, matches, matchsticks जिसको हम बुलाते हैं, right? Matches. Then we have fireworks, etc. Then number two, it is used as a disinfectant. It is going to be used as a disinfectant for houses and for destroying bacteria, fungi and molds. ठीक है? Then number three, sulfur की सबसे important use, it is used in vulcanization of rubber. Buna S rubber बनाते हैं हम इससे, that is known as vulcanization of rubber to increase the tensile strength. Then it is used for in medicines for both internal and external use. It can be used in ointments and it can also be used in various medicines which we eat. So these are going to be the uses. Next we go on to oxides of sulfur. ऑक्साइड्स ऑफ सल्फर. जब हम ऑक्साइड्स ऑफ सल्फर करते हैं तो सल्फर बहुत सारे ऑक्साइड्स बनाता है, but the most common of the oxides which it is going to form, that is sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. So we will discuss those. Rest they have been given in your notes कि कौन-कौन से ऑक्साइड्स बनाता है. It forms sulfurous oxide, then it forms suboxides, monoxides. So there are a lot of oxides which it is going to form, but we are going to discuss only two. The first one, which is known as sulfur dioxide. Now, sulfur dioxide की जब हम preparation करते हैं, it can be prepared by reacting or by heating sulfur in oxygen, such as to get sulfur dioxide. So we are burning sulfur in air to get sulfur dioxide. This is the first method of preparation, the most easiest one. The second method of preparation is by heating sulfur with concentrated sulfuric acid. So we have sulfur plus H2SO4. This is going to give us sulfur dioxide plus water. SO2 plus 2H2. So it is going to give us sulfur dioxide plus water, right? Then the next one is by heating copper and silver with concentrated sulfuric acid. So we are heating copper with sulfuric acid. Copper being less reactive, it does not give hydrogen. So instead it is going to give us copper sulfate plus water plus sulfur dioxide. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे भी आप इसको balance कर लो. This is going to be 2H2SO4. In a similar manner, if Ag is reacting Again, Ag has very less reactivity, so that is also going to give us silver sulfate plus water plus sulfur dioxide. So this is how we can prepare sulfur. ठीक है? When we are looking at the properties of sulfur dioxide, the first property is that it is a colorless, pungent smelling gas. It is colorless and has a pungent suffocating smell. It is going to be heavier than air. Highly soluble in water. It is going to be highly soluble in water. Then it can be easily liquefied to a colorless liquid. Easily liquefied to a colorless liquid. Now basically this is neither a supporter of combustion nor does it burn itself. Right? So it is going to be, we say that it does not burn. Neither it is a supporter of combustion, but still there are, if you are putting a burning metal already which is burning, इसको जब हम सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड में डालते हैं तो it will keep burning. It is going to give us magnesium oxide and magnesium sulfide, right? Although it's not a supporter or neither does it burn itself, still if you're putting burning metals inside sulfur dioxide, it will keep on burning. Similarly, if you're taking potassium over here, so that will also keep burning to give us potassium sulfide and potassium hyposulfide. Okay, so these are the two compounds which it is going to give us. The next, it decomposes at 1200 degrees centigrade to give us sulfur trioxide. So 1200 degrees centigrade पे it is going to decompose to give us sulfur trioxide. So in other words, we can say that this is going to be going to give us 2SO3 plus S, not oxygen over here, 2SO3 plus S. ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद सबसे जो एक important इसकी property है, that is the acidic nature of sulfur dioxide. Acidic nature of sulfur dioxide का मतलब क्या हुआ कि sulfur dioxide that is going to dissolve in water to give us an acid H2SO3 which is known as sulfurous acid. ठीक है? So that is why it is acidic in nature. Now the acidic nature that can also be you can say identified or it can be supported by the reason that it reacts with various oxides, जैसे बेरियम ऑक्साइड के साथ जब हम सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड को रिएक्ट करते हैं, it is going to give us barium sulfide. So it is forming a salt. Okay, acid plus base. Barium oxide is a base. Acid plus base, that is going to give us salt. Similarly, if it is reacting with a base NaOH plus SO2, it is going to give us sodium bisulfide, NaHSO3. Again, this is going to support the acidic character of sulfur dioxide. And if we are taking 2 moles of NaOH over here plus sulfur dioxide, this is going to give us Na2SO3 plus H2O. So this is the neutralization reaction, acid plus base to give salt plus water. ठीक है? The next characteristic of sulfur dioxide is its reducing nature. So the next one, that is reducing nature of sulfur dioxide. Reducing nature में it is aqueous solution which is going to behave as a reducing agent. जैसे water के साथ अगर हम लोग react कर रहे हैं sulfur dioxide को, तो we've already seen that it is going to give us sulfurous acid which is H2SO3. Now this H2SO3 further reacts with water to give us nascent hydrogen H2SO4 plus 2H. This nascent hydrogen, this is going to be responsible for the reducing property of sulfur dioxide. So remember one thing, that sulfur dioxide will always behave as reducing only in moist conditions or only in presence of water. Dry conditions may, it is not going to react as a reducing agent. Why? Because in dry conditions it will not be able to produce nascent hydrogen. Okay? So the reducing nature of sulfur dioxide is due to the nascent hydrogen it produces. So the various reactions which we can do over here, the first reaction is that it reduces halogens to its respective hydro acids. So we have sulfur dioxide plus HCl, the reaction that is going to, plus Cl2, the reaction is going to take place in presence of water. Okay, if there is no water, then reducing nature cannot be explained to give us H2SO4 plus 2HCl, right? So ये वाली जो आपकी reaction है SO2 to H2SO4, this can be attained from this. We have H2O, H2O, right? H2SO3, H2SO3 cancel हो जाएगा. So SO2 plus 2H2O, that is going to give us H2SO4 plus nascent hydrogen. That with chlorine is going to give us this final reaction. Is it clear? In a similar manner, if we are taking acidified KMnO4 solution, that is rendered colorless. So that is a test for sulfur dioxide. Acidified, we know that the color of KMnO4 solution, that is going to be purple. Intense purple color it has, and this is rendered colorless if we are passing sulfur dioxide through it. Okay? Now this is again going to be due to the fact that KMnO4 that is going to be reduced to MnSO4. So let's see what is going to be the reaction. SO2. Now this reaction will again take place in presence of water. So we have 2H2O. This is going to give us K2SO4 plus MnSO4 plus 2H2SO4. Okay, in a similar manner, it will acidified potassium dichromate that is going to be converted into green color. So these are some of the reducing properties of sulfur dioxide. Now sulfur dioxide is also oxidizing in nature. So when we are looking at the oxidizing properties of sulfur dioxide, it has oxidizing nature. It is going to oxidize, number one, sulfide to sulfur. Right? Oxidize का मतलब क्या होता है? Increase in oxidation number. यहाँ पे sulfur का oxidation number is -2 और यहाँ पे sulfur का oxidation number is 0. So sulfide is going to be converted into sulfur by the reaction okay. In a similar manner, metals, they are oxidized by sulfur dioxide. So metals, they can be oxidized. Jैसे for example we have 3Mg plus SO2. This is going to give us 2MgO plus MgS. Okay, so you can see that the string of oxidation number of magnesium over here is 0 and the magnesium का oxidation number over here is going to be +2. So increase in oxidation number, therefore oxidation is taking place. ठीक है. Similarly, we have potassium. When reacted with sulfur dioxide, it is going to give us potassium sulfide plus S2O3. So this is how metals they are going to be oxidized. In a similar manner, carbon monoxide that is oxidized to carbon dioxide. So if you're looking at the reaction, carbon monoxide plus sulfur dioxide, this is going to give us carbon dioxide plus sulfur. ठीक है? And it can also at 1000 degrees Celsius, it is going to oxidize hydrogen to water. So we have SO2 plus 2H2 to give us 2H2O plus sulfur. So this is the oxidizing properties of sulfur dioxide. Then sulfur dioxide again has a very important role to play in bleaching of delicate fabrics. Okay, now the bleaching which happens in case of sulfur dioxide, that is going to be temporary, which means that if we put the bleach substance in sun, it is going to regain its color. Okay, so the bleaching over here action, that is going to be temporary, and the bleaching action is due to the reducing nature of sulfur dioxide. Reducing nature of sulfur dioxide. So we have SO2 plus 2H2O. This we have already done this reaction. It is going to give us H2SO4 plus nascent hydrogen. A question sometimes comes कि why dry sulfur dioxide is unable to undergo bleaching action or unable to help in bleaching. That is because the dry sulfur dioxide that is not going to produce nascent hydrogen, so it cannot help in bleaching. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद if we have any colored substance plus this nascent hydrogen which we have received or we have got from the above reaction, this is going to give us colorless substance. Okay, this is going to give us colorless substance. So this is the reactions. Now let's go on to the uses. Number one, it is used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid. It is going to be used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid. It is used as a bleaching agent. This we have already done. Then it is used in refining of petroleum and sugar. Right? It is going to be used in the refining of petroleum and sugar. Then it is used as a disinfectant for killing germs, fungi and molds. And finally, it is also used as a refrigerant. Liquid sulfur dioxide, in fact, that is going to be used as a refrigerant for cooling purposes. Okay? Then next we go on to sulfur trioxide. Next is sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide has the following structure. This is going to be the structure of sulfur trioxide. It is prepared by, when we are doing the preparation, number one, it can be prepared by reacting or dehydrating sulfuric acid with phosphorus pentoxide. Phosphorus pentoxide behaves as a dehydrating agent. So it is going to dehydrate using phosphorus pentoxide to give us phosphoric acid H3PO4 plus sulfur trioxide. Okay? Then second, it can also be prepared by strongly heating ferrous sulfate. So we have ferrous sulfate, which is on heating ferrous sulfate, we are going to get sulfur trioxide plus Fe2O3. Fe2O3 plus 3SO3. Then it can also be prepared by oxidation of sulfur dioxide. So we have sulfur dioxide plus oxygen to give us sulfur trioxide. So these are a few methods of preparation. Uses: it is used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid, in the manufacture of sulfuric acid and oleum. Okay? In the manufacture of sulfuric acid and oleum, and it is also used as a drying agent for gases. Drying agent for gases. Clear? Now next we go on to the oxa acids of sulfur. When we are looking at the oxa acids of sulfur, sulfur again forms a number of oxa acids. The most common amongst them being sulfurous acid and sulfuric acid. So H2SO3 and H2SO4, that is going to be the most common. The rest of them they are given in your notes. We have another common one is H2S2O7, right? This is known as oleum, pyrosulfuric acid. Oleum, pyrosulfuric acid. So let's discuss only two acids we need to discuss over here. The first one, that is sulfurous acid. The first one is sulfurous acid. This acid can be found in solution. In fact, this is the only acid of sulfur which can be found in solution, which means when we are reacting H2O with SO2, this is going to give us H2SO3. That is why it is known as sulfur dioxide, that is also known as the anhydride of H2SO3. Okay? Or sulfurous acid, that is known as the hydride of sulfur dioxide. When we are talking of properties, it is going to be a dibasic acid. It is a dibasic acid because it gives two protons. So this is going to first give us H positive plus HSO3 negative. Okay? And then this dissociates further, HSO3 further dissociates to give us H positive and SO3 2 negative. Because it is giving us two different type of ions over here. This is the bisulfite ion and this is going to be the sulfite ion. So it gives us two series of salts, that is bisulfites of the type NaHSO3, right, and sulfites of the type Na2SO3. So it is giving us two series of salts over here, bisulfites and sulfites. Now just like sulfur dioxide, this also behaves as a reducing agent. Sulfurous acid is going to behave as reducing agent because of presence of nascent hydrogen, and it will have the same kind of bleaching properties as exhibited by sulfur dioxide. Right? Now when we are looking at the structure over here, there are two structures which are given. One structure is this, okay, which is a symmetrical structure, and the other structure is this is known as the symmetrical structure, and the other structure which we have, that is going to be OH. So this is going to be the unsymmetrical structure. So we have two structures, the symmetrical and the unsymmetrical. Now the structure which is more favored according to experimental investigation, that is this structure. So this is a more favorable structure which has been given. Now how this can be seen when we are looking of the hybridization in case of S over here. So S पे जो electronic configuration होगा, that is going to be 3s. What is the general electronic configuration of sulfur? Ns2np4, isn't it? So when we are looking at the hybridized state over here, Ns2 means it has Ns2, so 3s, 3p, one of the electrons from 3p that gets excited to the 3d. The hybridization which is going to take place over here is going to be sp3 hybridization. Now why sp3? This S is going to exist as lone pair. Okay? This is going to undergo hybridization and this is going to form p pi d pi bond with oxygen. Right? So that is going to form a pi bond, p pi d pi bond with oxygen, as a result of which the structure which is given for the sulfite ion over here, that is going to be SO3 2 negative. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे there is only one sigma bond present, यहाँ पे only one sigma bond present, यहाँ पे one pi and one sigma bond present. ठीक है, and there is a lone pair of electrons. So this gives a pyramidal structure of SO3 2 negative. This is important. How many pi bonds and sigma bonds present in sulfite ion? Okay, so it is going to have 3 sigma and 1 pi and one lone pair of electrons which is present. So this was sulfurous acid. Let's go on to sulfuric acid. Next we come to sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid has the formula H2SO4. It is also known as oil of vitriol, because it was initially in ancient times it was prepared by heating ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate, that is known as green vitriol. Okay? So when ferrous sulfate is heated, it gives us a viscous substance, oily substance, that is known as sulfuric acid. That is how it got the name oil of vitriol. Now sulfuric acid, that is known as the king of chemicals. And in fact, if you're talking of the prosperity of any country, the prosperity of any country, that is measured on the terms that how much of sulfuric acid a country has. Because sulfuric acid is going to be used everywhere. When we are making explosive, we are making any of the substances, we are making polymers, we are doing reactions in the laboratory. For everything, whenever acidic medium is required, H2SO4 that is going to be required. So that is how the prosperity of every country. This is one question which I think one of the PMT has come. Which is the acid which tells us about the prosperity of a country. So that is going to be sulfuric acid. Okay. Now when we are looking at the manufacture of sulfuric acid, there are two processes. One is the lead chamber process This is not in your syllabus, so I'm just telling you, we're not going to study this in detail. The second one, that is contact process. Contact process. So this is one process which we are going to study in detail. When we're looking at contact process, the contact process में sulfuric acid is formed by the following steps. The first step is the preparation of sulfur dioxide, which is done by iron pyrites to give us sulfur dioxide, right? This is the first method to calculate or to manufacture sulfur dioxide from iron pyrites. In the second step, sulfur dioxide that is going to be oxidized in presence of oxygen to give us sulfur trioxide. Now this reaction is the main reaction because it is going to determine the amount of sulfuric acid which is going to be produced. Now this reaction, that is, for this reaction delta H that is going to be negative, it is an exothermic reaction, and it is seen that the reaction that proceeds in presence of a catalyst V2O5. Okay? Then in the third step, sulfur trioxide that is acidified with taking 98% sulfuric acid. So a little sulfuric acid that is going to be added to this to give us pyrosulfuric acid, which is oleum, H2S2O7, and finally H2S2O7 that is going to be hydrolyzed in presence of water to give us sulfuric acid, which is approximately 98% pure. Rest of the water, it can be removed by using dehydrating agents like phosphorus pentoxide. Okay, so water can be removed. Now over here, when we're looking at the second step, as I told you, that the best results of the second step, that is number one, when we are using or when we are taking excess of oxygen, maximum amount of sulfuric this sulfur dioxide that is going to be formed. Now optimum temperature for this reaction is approximately 450 degrees Celsius. But it is seen even at this temperature, that is 450 degrees Celsius, the reaction is very slow. So in order to fasten the reaction, there are certain catalysts which have to be used, like we are using over here V2O5. Okay? Now apart from V2O5, the best catalyst which we can use is platinum. But because platinum is very, very expensive and costly, so that is the reason it is being substituted by V2O5. So vanadium pentoxide, that is the catalyst which is used these days. ठीक है? इसके अलावा ferric oxide भी हम लोग use कर सकते हैं. अब pressure जो है इसका reaction का, according to Le-Chatelier's principle, the pressure that should be kept high because greater number of moles they are being converted to less number of moles in the forward direction. So pressure over here that has to be approximately of 1 atmosphere. ठीक है? So this is how we prepare sulfuric acid by contacts process. Then next we come to the properties of sulfuric acid. When we're doing the properties of sulfuric acid, it is a colorless, viscous, syrupy kind of a liquid, and it contains 98.3% sulfuric acid. It is going to contain 98.3% sulfuric acid. ठीक है? Then it is going to fume strongly in moist air. Moist air, it fumes strongly due to formation of, it is going to fume due to formation of you can say cloudiness which is going to appear over here in presence of water. ठीक है? फिर it is going to be corrosive in nature. Corrosive का मतलब क्या होता है? it is going to burn, right? It is corrosive in nature. It is going to be heat, क्या कहते हैं उसको, conductor of heat and electricity both. It is going to be a conductor of heat and electricity both, and it is highly soluble in water. It is going to be highly soluble in water. Now, when we are talking of chemical properties, it has a property to dissociate. So, it is seen that when we are taking H2SO4, it can easily dissociate into H2O and sulfur trioxide. So that is why it is known as hydride of sulfur trioxide, or sulfur trioxide that is known as anhydride of H2SO4. ठीक है? It is acidic in nature, and it also forms two types of ions. One is the bisulfate ion and the other one that is going to be the sulfate ion, thereby forming two series of salts over here. So it dissociates into H positive plus HSO4 negative, right? We say that the dissociation constant of this, that is equal to Ka1. Okay, then HSO4 negative, that is going to dissociate as H positive and SO42 negative. ठीक है? और इसका जो dissociation constant है, that is going to be Ka2. The value of Ka1, that is going to be very, very large with respect to value of Ka2. So the dissociation constant of the first bisulfate ions is easier. So we are saying that as it is forming two different kind of ions, it is going to form two different series of salts. Like it can, when it is reacting with NaOH in presence of H2SO4, we are going to get NaHSO4, which is sodium bisulfate, ठीक है, plus water, and then another molecule of NaOH that can react with NaHSO4 to give us Na2SO4 plus water. So it forms two series of salts. One is the bisulfate and the other one that is going to be sulfate. Right? Then number 3, it reacts with all the electropositive elements, releasing hydrogen. Metals, you can say, like if you're taking magnesium, so magnesium that is going to react with sulfuric acid to give us MgSO4 plus hydrogen. Or if you're taking sodium, which is again a highly electropositive element, it will react with H2SO4 to give us Na2SO4 plus hydrogen. ठीक है? So metals के साथ इस तरह से ये react करता है. Then it has oxidizing properties. Now the oxidizing properties is due to liberation of nascent hydrogen over here. So H2SO4, hot and concentrated if we are taking, it is going to dissociate into H2O plus SO2 plus nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen that is going to be responsible for the oxidizing properties. So there are various reactions of oxidizing properties which are given in your notes. You can just go through them, right? And finally we come to the dehydrating nature of sulfuric acid. Now sulfuric acid, it has a great affinity for water. So we have dehydrating nature. So it has the capability to attract water. Therefore, it is going to char sugar. So char sugar क्या हो गया? Charring of sugar means whenever we are dropping sulfuric acid, we get a black mass. That is carbon. this black mass which we get because of reaction of sulfuric acid on sugar, this is known as charring of sugar. Okay? In a similar manner, if you are taking oxalic acid and we reacted with H2SO4, this is going to behave as a dehydrating agent, giving us plus water. Right? Now, what are the uses of sulfuric acid? As I told you that we are going to have ample, many and many millions of uses of sulfuric acid, as a result of which it is going to be known as king of chemicals. Number one, it is used in the manufacture of fertilizers. Okay, it is used in the manufacture of fertilizers. Then it is used in the manufacture of other acids, more volatile acids like HCl, H3PO4, etc. For the manufacture of these acids, H2SO4 is used. Then it is used in the manufacture of TNT, trinitrotoluene. Then it is used in the manufacture of nitroglycerine. All these which are further used as explosives. Trinitrotoluene, nitroglycerine, gun cotton, picric acid, etc. So which are further used to form explosives. Then it is also used in the refining of petroleum. It is going to be used in the refining of petroleum. Then it is used in the leather industry. For tanning purposes, right? And then it is used in very common use of sulfuric acid. It is used in the lead storage batteries. This you have already done in electrochemistry. It is used as an 38% of sulfuric acid. It is used as an electrolyte in the lead storage batteries. Okay? And it is a very, very important laboratory reagent. Right? Then let's go on to the structure of sulfuric acid. When we go into the structure of sulfuric acid has two coordinate bonds with oxygen and OH and OH, showing that it behaves as a dibasic acid. Right? And when we are looking at the sulfate ion, the structure of the sulfate ion has the structure negative charge, oxygen and oxygen. Okay? And in crystals, it is going to have this structure. When we are talking of sulfate ion in crystals, it is going to have this structure. So this is a sigma bond, sigma pi and sigma pi. So it is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 sigma and 2 pi. Okay? And the negative charge that is going to be on this oxygen and this oxygen. Right? Now what are the tests for sulfuric acids? Tests for sulfuric acid. When it is heated with copper, it evolves a colorless gas which has a pungent smell. Which has a pungent smell. So that smell, or that is the gas which is given out when copper reacts with sulfuric acid is sulfur dioxide. Okay? Then second, it forms a white precipitate with barium chloride. Then second we have, it forms a white precipitate with barium chloride. That white precipitate is that of barium sulfate. So this is another test for H2SO4. And finally, when it is heated with NaCl, It gives a gas hydrogen chloride which is going to fume it gives dense white fumes with ammonium hydroxide. Okay, so with this we finish our group 16. In the next lesson we are going to start with group 17. That is not a very big chapter, or not a very big section, that is a small section. I think we should be able to finish it in an hour's time or so, 1.5 hours. ठीक है?